Welcome all to today's class. So we have been discussing 10th standard algebra chapter 4. Chapter name is financial planning. So we have been discussing this chapter 4 of algebra, financial planning, and in this chapter we have been discussing about the GST, goods and service tax. And what we have seen in this chapter was we have seen goods and services, we have seen invoice, bill, and taxable amount and total value, and we have also seen how to find the GST amount if the rate of the GST in percentage is given. And also we studied two new terms, that is central GST and state GST, as CGST and SGST. So now we are going with this problem. The taxable value of a wristwatch belt is rupees 586. Rate of GST is 18%. Then what is the price of the belt for the customer? So we have to find the taxable value. Taxable value means the amount without adding GST is given, that is rupees 586, and also the rate of GST is given in percentage, and we have to find how much money the customer had to, the total value of the belt that the customer had to pay, that we have to find. So first let us write what all are given in this problem. So taxable value of the watch is given, so we can write that rupees 586 is the taxable value, that is the amount without adding GST. So we also, what is given, the rate of the GST is given, so we can write the rate of GST is equal to 18%. So the rate of GST is given. Now we can calculate the GST of this watch. So amount of GST is equal to 18 by 100 into 586. So this is 18 into 586 will be 10548, and divided by 100, so we can calculate it into decimal, 105.48. so this much rupees is the GST for this watch. Now we can find the total amount paid by customer. If we need to add the taxable amount plus the GST. So taxable amount is 586 plus GST. So GST we have found that 105.48. So the total price of this watch is rupees 691.48 rupees. So this is the total payment made by the customer to buy this watch. So now we are going with the next problem. The total value of a remote controlled toy car is rupees 1770. The rate of GST is 18%. Find the taxable value CGST, SGST for this toy car. So what is given in the problem? In this problem, the total value with GST, total value means including GST, the amount of toy car is rupees 1770, and the rate of GST is 18% is given. We have to find the taxable value, that means the actual amount without adding the GST we have to find. Then also the CGST and SGST we have to find. Let us write what all are given in this problem. First let us write that. So total value of the toy car is equal to rupees 1770, and also rate of GST is given. So rate of the GST is equal to 18%. In this problem the total value is given. The taxable value, we have to find the taxable value, and for that we need to find the from the rate of GST we need to find the amount of GST, and the taxable value, let us assume that it be X. So in all the problems that we have done before, we get the total value when we add a taxable value plus GST we get the total value, but in this problem the total value is given, GST is not given, also the taxable value is not given. We have to find both. So only the total value we know and the rate of GST. So we cannot find the amount of GST directly from the total value. So we are doing the reverse process. So let us assume the total value be X. Assume that let taxable value be X. So we have to find the value of X. Then we can find the amount of GST. So the amount of GST is find out by when we multiply the rate of GST into the taxable value. Here the taxable value is X. So 18 by 100 into X. So this will be the amount of GST, that is 18x by 100. We don't know the value of X, so let us write it as 18x by 100. So this is the amount of GST. So therefore now we know the amount of GST, and also we have assumed the taxable value as X. So we can write the total amount of the toy car is equal to taxable value plus the amount of GST. So the taxable value here is rupees 1770 is equal to taxable value we have assumed as X plus the GST. GST is this one, 18x by 100. So now we can simplify. We have got an equation. We can simplify this equation. So for simplifying it, let's first solve the RHS. So here denominator 100 is there, so we can cross multiply the RHS. Cross multiplying the RHS, it will be 100x plus 18x by 100. So we can take the 100 to the LHS. So this side will be 177,000. 100x plus 18x is 118x. So now we can find the value of X from this, that is X is equal to 177,000 divided by 118. We can simplify and look. So when simplifying, the value of X will be 1500. So we have got the value of X as 1500. What is X? We have assumed the taxable value be X. So we have got the taxable value. X is equal to the taxable value we have got here is equal to 1500. So now we can find GST, the amount of GST from the taxable value. So the GST, how the formula of GST, amount of GST we have taken as 18x by 100. So we have solved the value of X. So we need to just put the value of X in the place of X in this amount of GST. So GST is equal to 18 into X. X is 1500 by 100. So 0 get cancelled. So 18 into 15 is rupees 270. So we have got the GST. So we got the GST here rupees 270. Amount of GST we got here, and the question was to find the taxable value. So we have found the taxable value as 1500. Also we found the GST. Now we have to find the CGST and SGST. So that will be the half of the GST. So CGST is equal to SGST is equal to 270 by 2. So 270 divided by 2 is 135. Rupees 135. Rupees 135 is the SGST and CGST. So let's go to the last problem of this section, 4.1. So the Prasad purchased a washing machine from Maharashtra Electronic Goods. The discount of 5% was given on the printed price of rupees 40,000 and the rate of GST charged was 28%. Find the purchase price of the washing machine. Purchase price means the actual amount Prasad paid to buy that washing machine. Also find the CGST, SGST shown in the tax invoice. That means we have to shown in the bill how much CGST, SGST he need to pay for that washing machine. So what all are given in this problem? Prasad went to a washing machine, electronic goods shop to buy a washing machine, and the printed price of the washing machine was 40,000. Also there was a discount of 5%. So he got a discount on rupees 40,000 for buying that washing machine, and also the rate of GST was much higher. See, 28%. Although he got a 5% of discount on rupees 40,000, he need to pay a GST of 28%. So it will be a loss for him. You can see he got discount of 5%, but also they charged a GST of 28%. So we need to find the purchase price of the washing machine, the actual amount he need to pay for that washing machine, and CGST and SGST. So let's write what all are given in this problem. So printed price of the washing machine is 40,000. This is the printed price, but he got a discount of rate of 5%. So we need to calculate the discount and then subtract that discount from this printed price. So the discount rate is 5%. So we can find the amount of discount. The amount of discount is equal to 40,000 into 5 by 100. So 100 and 100 get cancelled. It will be rupees 2,000. So he got a discount of rupees 2,000 on buying the washing machine of costing 40,000. So we need to reduce the discounted amount from the printed price of the washing. So when we reduce the discounted price from the printed price, we will get the taxable amount. That means the actual amount of the discounted amount, that means taxable. Without applying GST, the taxable amount we will get when we subtract the discount from the printed price. So the taxable amount is equal to printed price is 40,000 minus discounted rate is 2,000. So 40,000 minus 2,000 is rupees 38,000. So this is the actual price of the washing machine, but we need to find the GST rate. Without adding GST, the taxable value we have find. Now we have to find the GST. GST is of 28%. So the rate of GST is equal to 28%. So now we can find the actual GST amount is equal to 38,000 into 28 by 100. So the 100 get cancelled here. We 380 into 28 is rupees 10640. 10,640 is the GST of this washing machine. So now we have got the GST and also taxable value. So we can add the GST plus taxable value. We will get the total amount of the washing machine. So total amount of the washing machine is equal to taxable value. So you can see the taxable value is 38,000. 38,000 plus the GST. You can see what is the GST is 10,640. So we can add that 10640. So when adding the total with the GST, we will get it as 48640. So this is the actual amount Prasad. This is 48,640 is the actual amount the Prasad need to pay to buy that washing machine. So rest we have to also find CGST, SGST. So you know that CGST, SGST is the half of the GST. So here GST is this much. So we need to find half of that. So CGST is equal to SGST is equal to the GST by into half. So GST is 10640 by 2. The amount is 5320. So this is the SGST and CGST. So the problem ends here. This is the solution. We are going to the next section. So 4.2 section. So the GST in trading chain. So we are knowing how this GST is exchanged in the trading chain, that is between manufacturer and consumer, how the GST affecting. So the manufacturer is the person who makes the produces the product in large quantity, in lakhs or in thousands. Large quantity manufacturer produces the product, and the wholesaler or distributor is someone who buys the product from the manufacturer in bulk or in large quantity, wholesaler, and the retailer buys the product from the wholesaler in bulk and sells to the consumer in 1/1. Retailer sells to the consumer in 1/1 and he buys from the wholesaler in bulk. Wholesaler is the person who buys in bulk and sends in bulk, and manufacturer is the person who produces the product. So now let us see how the GST is working in between these persons for chains. So here an example of, so here it is given how the taxes are charged, collected and paid to the central and state government when a watch is produced from manufacturer and till it reaches to the consumer, how the GST is playing its role, and it finally GST goes to the central and state government, how it is working. So that is explained in this chart. So the financial transaction took place till from the watch reaches from the manufacturer to the customer. So the manufacturer produces the watch. Manufacturer produces a watch and he spends 150 rupees on producing one single watch. So here we are talking about one single watch. We know that the manufacturer produces in bulk amount, in large amount, that is in 1 lakh or 10,000 amounts of watch he produces, and he sells that in bulk amount to the wholesaler, and wholesaler in bulk sells that to the retailer, and the retailer in 1/1 product sells that to the customer. So in this chart we are discussing about one single item. So the manufacturer spends 150 rupees on making that watch, and he adds a profit of 50 rupees, that is 150 plus 50, that is rupees 200. On rupees 200 the manufacturer sells one watch to the wholesaler. He doesn't sell one watch, but in this case we are discussing about only one watch. So rupees 200 wholesaler pays for one watch to the manufacturer. Rupees 200 he pays, wholesaler pays to the manufacturer, and a 12% of GST is imposed on this watch. So the 12% of 200 means rupees 24. So that much amount of GST the wholesaler needs to pay to the manufacturer, and manufacturer manufacturer doesn't get that 24 he pays that 24 as GST to the government, state and central government. That he pays that 24 rupees as GST. So the manufacturer only gets 200 and the wholesaler have to pay 200 plus 24 to 24 rupees the wholesaler has to pay to the manufacturer. So we can see the bill of the invoice. The invoice of the bill, tax invoice means the bill of the manufacturer. Invoice of the manufacturer. B2B means business to business sale is happening here. So the price of the watch is 200 and the CGST is 6%. That is total is 12. GST is 12%. So half of it is 6%. That is half of rupees 24 rupees. That is rupees 12 and half of SGST is 6%, that is 12. So 12 plus 12, 24 rupees he pays as tax, and 200 plus 24, 224 rupees the wholesaler has to pay to the manufacturer, and he keeps the 200 and he pays the 24 as GST to the government. So this is the case between manufacturer and wholesaler. Now we are discussing it between wholesaler and a retailer. wholesaler and retailer, what is happening between them? The wholesaler buys the watch at rupees 200 and he adds a 100 rupees, another his profit, wholesaler's profit 100 rupees, that is now 200 plus 100, 300 rupees is the amount of one watch that he collects from the retailer. That is, retailer means the shopkeeper. He need to pay rupees 300 to the wholesaler to get that watch. That is, in this 300, 12% of GST is imposed. That means 12% of 300 is rupees 36. That is, the retailer have to pay rupees 300 plus 336. You can see total of 336 rupees he need to pay to the wholesaler to buy one watch. So in this 336 rupees, 300 rupees the wholesaler keeps and the rest 36 he pays as GST. You can see 336. So here 36 goes as GST. But in the case the wholesaler doesn't need to pay rupees total 36 to the government as GST, since he have already paid in this 36, he has already paid rupees 24 to the manufacturer. You can see in the first case he have paid rupees 24 rupees 24 as GST when buying it from the manufacturer. So when showing that bill, the wholesaler only need to pay the rest of the amount, that is 36 minus 24 is 12 rupees only he needs to pay to the pay as GST. So 12 rupees only he collects as GST, since he has already paid 24 rupees to the manufacturer as GST. So this is the tax bill invoice of the retailer B2B, that is business to business, wholesaler to retailer bill. Actual price of the watch is 300 and GST 18 plus 18 rupees 36. So 336 is the amount of the watch in between when the retailer gets it. So now we are going to the next person. So now the watch is with the retailer. So its amount is 336 and the retailer adds his profit. That is, now it is he bought it from the wholesaler at rupees 300 and also paid an amount of 36 as GST. In 36 he needs to only pay 12, since it has already paid a rupees 24 as the GST. So the retailer adds his profit, that is 300 plus 100. Now the amount of watch is rupees 400. So he collects rupees 400 from the customer to sell that watch, and rate of GST is 12%. So the 12% of 400 is rupees 48. So the customer has to pay rupees 48 as GST, and also the amount of the watch is 400. So 400 plus 48 is 448 is the amount. The actual, in the end, the actual amount that collects from the customer is rupees 448, and the customer has to pay rupees 48 in full to the retailer to get that watch. The 48 rupees is collected from the customer by the retailer as GST, but in this GST rupees 36 the retailer has already spent as GST when he collected it from the wholesaler. So 48 minus 36, only 12 rupees he needs to pay as GST to the government. You can see in the case of wholesaler, when he sells that watch, as he has already paid 24 rupees, he subtract that amount, that is 36 minus 24, only 12 rupees he pays as GST. And in the case of wholesaler and retailer also, when he collects retailer spends 36 rupees on buying that watch, he collects that rupees 36. In that 36 he needs to pay only rupees 12, since the whole manufacturer has already spent rupees 24 as GST. So he can show that bill and only need to pay 12 rupees as the GST, rupees 12 rupees as GST to the government, and when it comes to the customer, the actual amount rupees 48 is collected, no deduction comes there. So the end loss is only of the customer. The manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer doesn't pay any rupees as GST, only the customer pay the GST in full amount. Can see the customer pays the full GST. The rest of the person, they deduct it from the earlier bills, that is the manufacturer bill is used and subtracted that amount, and the rest amount only he needs to spend as GST. But in case of customer, he needs to pay the full GST. The total amount of the GST is gone from the customer. So now let us go to the important part, that the problems come from this part. So this type of problems doesn't come, this is for understanding the concept. So input tax credit, ITC. GST is levied and collected at every stage of trading from manufacturer to customer. When a trader pays GST at the time of purchase, it is called input tax. So you can see the traders, that is retailer, wholesaler and manufacturers, when they pay the GST, it is called the input tax. You can see when traders pay the GST, they are called input tax. You can see in this case 24, 36, they all are the input tax. And he collect the GST at the time of sale, which is called the output tax. So when a wholesaler trader pays the GST, it is called the input tax, and when he collect the GST, it is called the output tax. So this is the important terms or difference that we have to know. When a trader pays the GST, it is input tax, and when he collects the GST, it is called the output tax. At the time of paying GST to the government, a trader deducts the input tax from the output tax and pays the remaining tax. You can see in the case at the time of trade, the retailer, how much money he has spent. You can see in the case of wholesaler, he has spent rupees 24 as GST, and when he sells that watch to the retailer, he reduced that amount, that is rupees 24 from the output tax. The output tax of he sells that at 36. So in case of wholesaler, the output tax is 36 and he spent it rupees 24. So this is 24 is the input tax and 36 is the output tax. So in the case of wholesaler, the output tax is rupees 36 and the input tax is rupees 24. Input means he spent 24 and he collects 36. So at the time of sale of the watch, what he does is he subtracts the output tax minus the input tax, that is 36 minus 24. So the actual GST is only 12 rupees he collects as GST from the retailer. So this happens between the traders, but that doesn't happen between the end customer, because the customer had to pay the full amount of GST. The actual loss of GST is only to the customer. You can see in the rest all cases. So in the case of retailer, in case of the retailer, you can see he spends rupees 36. So it will be the input tax of the retailer, and he collects the amount of 48. So it will be output tax of the retailer. So at the time of trade, that is when he sells the watch to the customer, he will subtract, he will collect the output minus input. Output minus input, that is 48 minus 36. Only 12 rupees goes to the tax as GST. So the actual GST is he spends is only 12 rupees, and he collect that 12 from the customer. So the customer has to pay rupees 48 in full. So in traders doesn't have any loss of as GST in between. Actually the customer has to pay the GST in actual rupees. So you can see that at the time of paying GST to the government, a trader deducts the input tax from the output tax and pays the remaining tax. The deduction of input tax is called input tax credit or ITC. So this deduction of input tax is called the input tax credit or ITC. So what he does, so this is the formula which we use in the problem in section 4.2. The actual GST payable is equal to output tax minus ITC. Output tax means how much money he collects at time of selling, and input means how much money he paid to buy that product. So this is the formula. So we can go to the section 4.2, the problem. So this is a question. Chetana store paid total GST of rupees 1,500,000 at the time of purchase and collected GST of 1,22,500 at the time of sale during the 1st July 2017 to 31st July. Find the GST payable by the Chetana store. So what is given in the Chetana store paid GST, that is when at the time of purchase he paid a GST of rupees 1,00,500, that is 1,500,000 at the time of purchase, that he spent from his hand, he paid this much amount. So that will be his input tax. So we can write that input tax of Chetana store is equal to rupees 1,00,500, and what rest else is given, and he collected a GST of 1,22,500 at the time of sale, means he sold that, when he sold that product he collected a GST of rupees 1,22,500. So he collected this much amount, so the collected amount will be his output tax. So we can write it here. Output tax is equal to 1,2500. So this is the amount he collected as tax. So it will be, the amount collected will be output and amount paid as GST will be input in case of traders. And we need to find the GST payable by Chetana store. So we have seen the formula in the last section. The GST payable is equal to output tax minus ITC. ITC means input tax. So we can write it here. So GST payable is equal to output tax minus ITC. So ITC is refers to the input tax credit. So I am not repeating that term, I am just writing in short as ITC. So 1,22,500 minus ITC. ITC is 1,00,500. The answer is, so when we subtract we get the answer 500 gets subtracted to 2,000 rupees, 2,000 remains. So this is the GST amount he needs to pay as GST. Moving to the next problem. So this is the third problem. Amir Enterprises purchased a chocolate sauce bottle and paid GST of 3,800. So Amir he sold these bottles to Akbari Bros and collected GST of 4,100, and Mayank Food Corner purchased these bottles from Akbari. So Amir sold the chocolate to Akbari, and from Akbari Mayank Food Corners purchased the bottle from Akbari, and Mayank paid an amount of GST 4,500, and we need to find the amount of GST payable at every stage of trading and hence find the CGST and SGST. So three traders are here. Who are they? Amir Enterprises, Akbari Bros and Mayank Food Corner. So we need to, at these stages we need to find how much money they actually pay as GST. So we can look at the first case. Amir Enterprises purchased the chocolate and paid the GST as 3,800. So he paid this much GST. So for Amir Enterprises the input GST will be 3,800 since he paid from his hand. rupees 3,800. So in case of Amir Enterprises, input GST will be 3,800. So we can write the first trading is between Amir and Akbari. So we can write the Amir's trade we are writing. So in case of Amir, he paid a GST of rupees 3,800. So since he paid that GST, for Amir this GST will be the input tax or ITC. So we can write the ITC of Amir is equal to rupees 3,800. ITC, or we can also write as input. Input in case of input tax in case of Amir is rupees 3,800, and he sold those bottles to Akbari Bros and collected a GST of 4,100. So he sold that bottle to Akbari and collected GST. So he got a rupees of GST as 4,100. So it will be his output tax. Since he get that amount, he collect that much amount from the Akbari Bros. So output tax of Amir is rupees 4,100. So now we can find the GST payable of Amir. So GST payable, we know the formula. In case that is output tax minus ITC or input tax. So 4,100 minus 3,800. So it will be 1,000. So it will be rupees 300. So this is the GST actually payable by Amir, and we need to find the CGST and SGST from the GST. That is very simple. We need to just find half of the GST, that is 300 by 2. 150 is the state GST and the central GST. So this is the case of Amir. Now we have to go to the second. Now we can go to the second trader. So who is the second trader? Akbari Bros. So in case of Akbari Bros, they paid how much money to the Amir Enterprises? They paid an amount of this much amount they paid to the Amir to get that sauce bottles, chocolate bottles. So in case of Akbari Bros, rupees 4,100 will be their input tax, since they paid that much amount to the Amir. So we can write that. So Akbari, we are going to the second. So in question we need to find the GST payable at every stage of trading. So we have find that of first stage is between Amir Enterprises. So the next one is Akbari. So Akbari's Bros trading amount, that is the GST amount we are going to find. So his input amount will be rupees 4,100, since he paid that much amount to get that sauce bottle from the Amir Enterprises. So his input tax will be 4,100. And what happens next? The Mayank Food Corner purchased this bottle from Akbari. So the Mayank Food Corner purchased this from Akbari and collected a GST of 4,500. So in case of Akbari Bros, they spent 4,100. So that will be their input tax, and they collected that from Mayank Food Center. They collected 4,500 as GST. So their output tax will be rupees 4,500. So output tax is equal to 4,500. So the GST payable, now we can find, the formula, output tax minus ITC or the input tax. I am not writing it in repeatedly. So output tax is 4,500 minus 4,100. So it will be rupees 400. So this is the GST paid by Akbari Brothers. So this is the GST paid by Akbari Brothers. 400 rupees they pay as GST, and now we need to find their CGST and SGST. So that will be same. CGST, SGST is equal to half of the GST. So GST is 400. 400 by 2 is rupees 200 is there. State GST and central GST. So the problem hence ends here. Since from Mayank Food Corner nobody is buying that chocolate bottle, so the problem ends here. We are going with the next problem, fourth problem of 4.2. Malik Gas Agency purchased some gas cylinders for industrial use at rupees 24,500. So this gas agency purchased the cylinders at this much amount and sold them to the local customers at 26,500, and the GST to be paid is at the rate of 5%. Hence we need to find the CGST and UTGST. So here a new terms comes. So in all the problems that we have seen in this chapter, we have found the CGST and SGST. So what is the UTGST? UTGST stands for the Union Territory. Since the Malik Gas Agency is situated in Chandigarh Union Territory, so there will not be SGST. It will be since it is a Union Territory, it will be UT stands for the Union Territory GST. So nothing change in the problem, only in the change of term. SGST, for your information, it will be changed in case of Union Territory as UTGST. So what we have to find in the problem? We have to find the GST paid at the rate of 500. We have to find the amount of GST and the state GST and the Union Territory GST to be paid for this transaction. So what is given in the problem? Malik Gas Agency purchased gas cylinders. So the purchase amount, the total amount is only given here. The gas agency's purchase amount is given here. No mentioning about how much amount of GST he paid. Only the rate of GST is given, that is 5%. So we need to find the input tax from his purchase. So purchase total amount is given, so we need to find the GST from it and the input tax, and sold them to the local customers at 26,500. So from that also total amount is given. We need to calculate the GST, that is the output tax we will get from that, and from the output tax we need to find the actual GST. So we can first write the tax of this GST rate of GST. The rate of GST is equal to 5%, and the purchase amount is rupees 24,500. So we can calculate from the purchase amount, we can calculate 5% of its GST. So the amount of GST, so the amount of GST that we are going to find here will be his input tax, since he need to pay that much amount to the Malik Agency, gas agency have to pay that much amount as tax to from that trader. So we are going to find the input tax. We are going to find the input tax by so we are going purchase amount is 24,500 into 5. The rate of GST is 5%, so 5 by 100, 0 get cancelled. So the answer here is 245 into 5 is answer is 1225. So this is the input tax, or the amount he needs to amount the agency has to pay to purchase the gas cylinder is 1,225. So now we can find the amount that on how much they sold those gas cylinders to the customer is rupees 26,500. So we also need to calculate GST of the selling GST of selling. So that will be his output tax, since the agency collect that much amount from the customer, so that will be their output. The how much the trader collects, the amount the trader collects from the customer is his output tax, and the amount he pays will be his input tax. So we have found the input tax here, we need to find the output tax here. So output means that he collects from the customer. So output tax is equal to 26,500. So this is the amount he collected from the customer. So we need to find the 5% GST of this amount to get his output tax. So 265 into 5 is rupees 1325. So this is his output tax. So we got input tax and output tax. So now we can find the actual amount the trader has to pay, the GST payable, or in case of trader we can find that. So in the rest, if it was been the case of customer, we can directly find the GST by multiplying the rate of GST. But in case of traders, we are in all the problems that we have seen here, we are discussing in the case of traders, they doesn't pay the GST in actual. So they are collecting some GST from the customer, actual GST from the customer, and they are paying some the amount as GST to the government. So we need to calculate it using the GST payable formula. So we can write that GST payable is equal to output tax minus input tax. So we in all the section 4.2 we are discussing the case of traders, how the GST affect the traders. So output tax is 1325 minus input tax is you can see 1225. So the amount of task is rupees 100. So this is the actual GST he pays to the government as GST. So from this we can find the CGST and UGST. CGST, and since it is a union territory we cannot write SGST. Union territory GST, UT is equal to 100 by 5. So GST, the half of GST is rupees 50. So this is the amount he pays to the state and union territory government. We are going with the next problem. Means beauty product paid. So this also you can see it is a trader. So all the problems we are discussing in this section, we are discussing the case of traders. So this is a means beauty products paid 18% of GST on cosmetics of worth rupees 6,000 and sold to a customer at rupees 10,000. So what are the amounts of CGST, SGST shown in the tax invoice? That means shown in the bill issued. So what is given in the problem? 18% of GST he needs to pay. In this problem, the beauty product paid 18% of GST at rupees on worth of 6,000 and sold to a customer at 10,000, and amount of CGST, SGST we have to find. That of in the tax invoice means bill issued. So in the question is actually in the textbook, the other medium textbook, it is the bill issued, tax invoice issued for the customer, not for the beauty product. There is a slight difference in the question, that is the bill issued or tax issued is for the customer. So you know that for customer he needs to pay the actual GST, no deduction takes place in case of customer, they need to actually pay the full GST. They don't get any deduction like in case of trader. So we are making the bill in this case for the customer. So all the rest of the problem we are finding the GST for the trader, so they will get the deduction. So how the GST payable will be finding by output tax minus input tax. So in case of customer there is no output tax, they are not getting any deduction, they are only paying GST. So we can find, as in first section we have found how to find the GST by simply multiplying the 18 percentage, simply calculating the 18 percentage of this rupees 10,000, we can get the GST, and this rupees 6,000 doesn't have any role in this problem. So because we are not finding the GST for the trader, we are finding the GST. The bill here issued, the tax invoice issued is for the customer. So we can write the rate of GST is equal to 18 percentage, and the total selling price is rupees 10,000. With 10,000 can see, and you know in first section the simpler method to calculate, since it is for the customer, bill is for the customer, we can find the GST amount of GST. It doesn't need to formula that we use in case of traders. GST payable is equal to input minus output. That is not using here, since we are using it the finding the bill for GST for the customer. So we can find it by 10,000 into 18 by 100. So 100 get cancelled here. So rupees 1,800 is the amount of GST to the customer as shown in the tax invoice. Means tax invoice means bill to the, here the bill is for the customer. So this is a GST. So from this we can find the CGST and SGST, that is half of rupees 1,800, that is rupees 900 is the CGST SGST in this problem.